Hi, AccuWay.com meteorologist in Market City. Tuesday's long-range discussion and things I think are going to be interesting next week with this storm. I'm trying to nail this one down, and I think there is going to be enough cold air around for someone to get a pretty good snow event out of this thing. At least that's what I think right now. You know me, I get excited over storms that are coming up and everything else, and so let me show you. Let's go to the weather maps here and show you what's going on. First of all, we do have my NAO stuff, and I want to show you that because you can see the NAO started tank here toward the mid-month time period, which means you got to watch the eastern seaboard for snowstorms. I should say snowstorms for big storms. Oh gosh, don't quote me on that one. Anyway, watch the NAO is going down, so the storminess is going to return to the eastern seaboard, and the GFS model in the long range starts to show that. Now, this over here on Saturday night is the clipper that comes through and really blows up, and so parts of New England could get another wind and rain event. Not like the hurricane, but could get another wind and rain event. But notice behind it, the chilly air stays across New England, but for the most part, the country warms up as a whole. And then you got the storm that comes to the western part of the country. It'll probably snow up in Wyoming. May actually end up snowing in Denver a little bit out of this storm that comes out of the plain states, and it starts wandering across the bottom of the country. This is what we've been trying to think whether they're going to split or they're going to stay together. And it looks like it's got a little bit of a split. But here comes the cold air through the Pac Northwest, and eventually we get toward the end of the week next week. The cold air catches up with this storm, and look at it, really starts to blow a storm up. And if that happens, we get a snowstorm on the tail end of it. And again, this is my snowstorm box right here. Anybody in there could eventually get some kind of snow event next week with this storm system, and that one goes away, and you're left with this cold air mass up here across the Northeast, and more storminess coming out, and you got to watch for another one. But there's definitely the potential next week for a storm. The European model, if we go through the upper air sequence, you can see how it continues the troughiness, and then you got this thing coming through the southern branch, and you kind of a little bit of split flow here, and then eventually you get the storm developing here. It's going toward the same situation with the storm coming through the southern branch and connecting up with the northern branch system. Even if you go to the long range here, you can see how you get the storm here by next Tuesday coming out of the southern branch, and the cold air is coming in behind it, and to kind of come together someplace up into here. And that's why we have this concern for, at least I have the concern for, snowstorm. DGX model, something different here. Shows the same thing. You got sort of a relaxing the pattern, milds up a little bit, and you get the storm system developing here. And one storm races across the Great Lakes ahead of it, and then you got this other one that's coming in behind it. And by the time you see by Wednesday, you can see here's the cold air and here's the storm developing, and that's why you have to worry about something catching the cold air and you get a snowstorm out of it. So it's going to be interesting next week. I think it's going to get a 3 to 6 inch snowstorm next week out of this weather pattern. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to be yet, but I just have a feeling we're going to get a big storm developing with everything going the way it looks like. We get a big storm and someone ends up getting a pretty good snow event out of it. It could happen in my backyard. Who knows? I'm AccuWay.com meteorologist, Henry Market City.